Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Love Ashay, back at you with another video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Give this video a thumbs up and leave your girl a comment down below. All right, y'all. So the collective has been in a cycle of fear, loss, a lot of endings, projections, and karmic test, okay? And where you are in this reading is just going to depend on the timeline that you are in your life right now, where you're at on your spiritual journey, okay? Let me say that before I start. So it's going to be different for everybody, but truly, 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 if this message for you is for you, then it's for you, right? So collectively, the collective energy is moving from a space of heartache and loss and pain to wisdom, to embodiment here. So you may be in a space, or you were in a space where you've been through a lot of just painful endings or loss. It just feels like for some of you, it's almost as if you have been trying to hold on to something that everything in your body, everything, in the messages that you've been receiving is saying, let go of this situation, let go of this partnership or this relationship, let go of this person. And I'm specifically seeing here that this has to do a lot with partnerships and relationships. This could be friendships, this could be romantic relationships, this could be business partnerships, could be anything, okay? Any one-on-one relationship that you have here, I'm seeing that you're graduating from a certain relationship in your life. So, again, starting off here, y'all, just bear with me. We have the Three of Swords again. And the Three of Swords, this is the wound. The Three of Swords is the heart chakra, okay? This is that initial heartbreak, this betrayal, again, a disappointment, or this could even be the abandonment wound, right? And so it's kind of like you had to feel it in your heart so that you can recognize the truth about a situation. You had to go through this pain, this heartache, this disappointment in this person. Something really, really hurt. Somebody, or yeah, this is somebody who you refuse to give up on. You refuse to give up on this relationship, this friendship. You just really went out of your way to try to make things work in this particular partnership, even though it was at a disservice to yourself. So you had to feel this heartache, this loss, this pain, and we have the 8th house here. 8th house is all about endings and beginnings and spiritual initiation as well. So there's a lot of things that may be feeling like they're ending in your life. For some of you, these are things that are feeling like it's involuntary ending in your life. And for some of you, you are submitting to these changes. You're like, I'm changing my diet. I'm changing the way I think. I'm changing who I associate myself with. I'm changing up my routines. I'm changing this or that. Like, you're with the get down, okay? And like I said, everybody's going to be at a different level. That doesn't mean anybody's better or worse. We're just all in different phases on our spiritual journey, right? Because everybody's spiritual journey is different. But again, like I said, some of you guys are literally being dragged, into change. And some of you guys are like, you know what? Might as well go with the flow. Might as well, go ahead and change this or that, But with Saturn and Pisces, and I just thought about that looking at these cards, Saturn just went direct in Pisces as well. So Saturn is definitely involved in this change and transformation here. So what I was picking up on for the collective here is that you're seeing the truth about a person. You're seeing the truth about a relationship. It's like the truth is just smacking the collective in the face right now. And for some of you, it's you looking at the mirror at yourself and be like, damn, you've been bullshitting, damn, you need to cut that person off. Damn, you need to end that relationship. Damn, girl, you need to stop thinking like that. Damn, girl, you need to stop talking like that to yourself. But the truth is like smacking the collective in the face right now, because it's trying to, it's trying to initiate something spiritually, initiate transformation for you spiritually. Okay? That's the first thing that I'm getting. It's trying, the truth is, it's being revealed to initiate you into a higher consciousness, into a new timeline. So if you have been resisting the truth, if you know the truth and you haven't been taking action on it, this is your opportunity to literally get your head in the game, okay? I don't know why I heard that. Maybe somebody's telling themselves that, like, oh my God, I need to get my head in the game. I need to get my head in the game, okay? Because before the crown chakra, and we're going to get into that, but we have the crown chakra here as well. So before the crown chakra can activate, before the crown chakra can awaken, your heart has to break open, right? If you're familiar with the chakras, you understand, how the chakras are in the body, okay? The heart chakra is before the crown chakra, okay? Well, if you think about it in levels. So the crown chakra is obviously on the top of your head. But yeah, so you have to, your heart chakra has to be in good health in order for your crown chakra, okay, to be in good health. That's what I mean, okay? So again, you had to feel whatever this was in your heart so that you can recognize the truth in your crown chakra, okay? And so then what I heard here was, with Saturn coming out, the truth. Like, what is it about the truth? Maybe you feel like people have been lying on your name, because we do have rumors here and abuse and lies and slander. It's like, I don't want this person to, distort the truth. If I walk away from this situation, if I let go, if I cut this person off, they're just walking around slandering my name. There's something here. This is for someone specific. You're still engaging with this person because you want the truth to be, you want something to be exposed about this relationship, how they betrayed you, how they mistreated you, how they cheated on you, and you feel as though that's going to heal your heart by people knowing the truth. By everybody knowing the truth about this person, it's going to just balance the scale, so to speak. So you're going from this space where, yeah, at first you're pissed off, you're angry, you're upset, you're heartbroken, you're confused, you are, disappointed. You're going from all these many different emotions that you're feeling about this relationship, about yourself, about what you went through, about all the things that you have experienced. But the beauty in this reading, you guys, which is why I had to come on here today, is that this truth, yes, is starting in a very dark place. You may be in a dark place right now where you're just like, I'm getting even, I'm getting back, I don't care, I'm getting my lick back. But you're going to evolve from this energy, okay? And what do I mean by evolve here is that Spirit is saying the truth. You know the truth, okay? We have Aquarius here. This could be a reading for, a lot of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Risings here, right? But Aquarius is all about I know, right? So Spirit is saying I know the truth, right? So now you know the truth. First you had to, what? You had to feel the truth. You had to feel it. You had to feel it in your body. Oh, it hurt. It hurt bad. You wanted to get your lick back. You wanted to go off on them. You wanted to, clear the air. You wanted to air that bitch out. You wanted to stop letting people speak negatively on your name because they don't know both sides. You wanted to do all of that. But it's like you had to get to this space where you felt the truth, okay? But now you know. Okay, and because now you're now in the 8th house, and the 8th house is a representation of spiritual transformation, of spiritual initiation. Okay, so that pain, that heartache, that betrayal, whatever that was there, it was meant to guide you into the classroom, into a spiritual classroom. So now you're in the 8th house. Okay. And now you're in the 8th house after this initial heartbreak, this disappointment. And now you're in the 8th house also represents death, right? Death, Mars, clearing of energy and things like that. So the 8th house is saying here for you, it's saying something ended, right? Something ended, something died, something needed to be released, something needed to be transmuted, right? And this was, just emotional here, because things, they always start off emotional, right? That's how we start, that's how the energetic body responds to frequency, right? Frequency changes, right? It starts emotional, right? But what we're moving through here with the 8th house is that it's now energetic. Moving to the 8th house, you're now ready to see energetically, right? Now you're ready to know why this happened to you. Remember that, okay? So Now you're like, okay, this happened to me because I have these old trauma loops that I just keep going around. I haven't healed from my father wound. I haven't healed from my mother wound. I have an abandonment wound. That's why this happened to me. There's these energetic cords I have. Oh my God, these are ancestral patterns that I have. Oh my God, these are projections from other people. Oh my God, this is a karmic cycle that I keep repeating. And then we also have Mars coming out here as well. And Mars, yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, Mars is actually, lives in the 8th house, right? And so Mars really, coming through here in this reading is showing that internal battle. Mars is about war, the battle, the fight, right? And so Mars is coming through here, internally though, where you have been in survival mode in your relationships, where you've been in panic mode in your relationships, when there's been this fear of the unknown. And this was the level where many people feel like they have one life left, but you still have to win the game. Here with game over. You literally, for some of you guys, this is going to be, this is what I'm getting. When you play a video game and you have one life left and you've been just getting your ass kicked. I mean, over and over and over. You just been getting your ass kicked in this game. And then finally, by the skin of your fucking teeth, you don't know how you do it, but you win and you got one life left. Do you know how that feels? Come on. Like, you got one life left, okay, baby? If you lose this game, it's over for you, okay? You start back over from square one. And this is the energy here. You have one life left. For some of you guys, I'm also hearing that you feel like you have one life to live. You are valuing your life again. You're like, I don't have time for this bullshit. We only have one life. I don't know. I hear somebody saying that, like, I only have one life to live. I only got one shot at this shit. And I'm not finna waste it on you. I'm not finna waste it on the drama. I'm not finna waste it on, this karmic cycle, this loop with you. So it's like you're recognizing the value of time, okay, which is within itself initiation with the 8th house. But also you're recognizing, for some of you, that you don't have to feed into this game. You could just put it down. Like, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to do this with you. I'm not going to participate in this. This is a waste of my time. But then we go here again, like I said, Saturn, Aquarius, right? You could have Saturn and Aquarius in your birth chart, okay? This could really resonate with you. But Saturn, Aquarius here. Saturn and Aquarius, I know the truth, right? I know. This is when things finally start clicking for you. Okay, I know why this happened. I know why that door closed. I know why I had to lose that person. I know what this taught me about myself. And if you're an Aquarius, you know how to do what? You know how to detach. Aquariuses know how to detach. Like a motherfucker. So now you have become the detached observer of your reality. So now you're not in this point where you're crying, you're sobbing, you're angry, you're frustrated, which is a normal human reaction to some bullshit. Right? But now that you've entered the classroom of the 8th house, okay? Now you're ready to know why this bullshit happened, okay? You're ready to know. So now you've become the detached observer of your reality. And this is the stage where you stop taking it personally. And you just say, let me peep the pattern in this shit. Because this shit keep happening to me. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. This keep happening. At this point, what does a girl need to change? What does a girl need to do? Because this shit just keeps happening. Is it me? At this point, I'm ready. Just tell me, is it me? Am I the problem? And it's like, because you're able to open yourself up to move beyond the physical, the feelings, the emotions of whatever it is that you're going through. And you're like, okay, now I know the truth. Now I know why these things happen to me. That's when you start to see here, we have Jupiter benefits here. Jupiter benefits. So what does that mean? Exactly what it says. Jupiter return benefits. Now you're starting to see the blessings after the endings. Now you're able to access the blessings after the endings. Now you're able to see the blessings after the endings, okay? And so these are blessings that are returning back into your life. This is karmic payout, okay? This is the spiritual investment paying off for you. This is the energy of the truth setting you free. This is the reward for passing the test, okay? So now you're able to move beyond your emotional state and you're able to see things from a higher perspective. Now you are, raising in vibration. Your vibrational frequency is raising. You're able to see things differently. You're able to look at that person and say, yeah, you got daddy issues. Yeah, This is psychological projection and I'm not participating in it. Goodbye, sir. Not doing this with you today. Okay, go argue with your mama. Okay, y'all didn't do too much talking when y'all were kids. Maybe this will be a great time. You're just in a space where you feel good and you're letting things kind of like roll up off of your shoulder. You're not taking things personal anymore and you're more in control of your energy. So then we move to stage, whatever the next stage is. I don't know. I haven't been counting. Okay. And then we have Sagittarius, I see. So I want you guys to peep the pattern. So you go from I feel, then you go to I know, okay? Then you go to I see. Now you can see, this is the vision, Sagittarius, right? This is the moment when you're not only knowing of the truth, but you can actually see it, right? This is the moment where you're seeing your purpose. You are seeing why you were protected. You're seeing the illusions clearly. For some of you may be looking at certain things online, on social media, and you're like, oh my God, I see that. That's the fucking Matrix. Okay, them bitches is reptilians. Okay, like you're just able to see the bullshit. Oh, that's energy harvesting. I'm not participating in that. Like, oh my God, like you're just able to see things like your vibration, like your spiritual gifts are waking up again. And I feel like that your spiritual gifts have been dormant. Okay, for some of you, your spiritual gifts have been dormant and they had to be dormant in order for you to be in these relationships that were, not good for you. So you kind of had to like put yourself to sleep. And you're waking up, Sleeping Beauty, right? You're waking up with a kiss from the universe, okay? You're waking up. There's something here about the significance of Sleeping Beauty. I'll have to work that down another time, okay? Spirit's trying to get me off track, okay? But there's something here about you waking up. Your gifts are waking up. It's like you're seeing your next level path. You're seeing the reason behind the pain. Why you had to go through all this shit you went through, right? Because, Sagittarius is, a representation of spiritual maturity, right? It's the teacher. Sagittarius is the philosopher, right? And so now here, we finally get here to the crown chakra. And this is about now you go from I know the truth, I see the truth, I feel the truth, I am the truth. I am the truth. And this is the final transformation. Not the I know the truth. Not the I see the truth, which those things are very important and pivotal for your spiritual journey, but I am the truth. And what this means is that I'm not betraying myself for anybody or anything anymore because I am the truth. I'm not ignoring the red flags. I'm not pretending for anybody. I'm not people pleasing anymore. I'm not doubting my intuition anymore. The crown chakra is your master key. And this is the point where you see through illusions effortlessly. You don't have time for the bullshit. Literally, you don't have time. And I just heard that it's game over for your enemies. It is game over for your enemies. And then we also had here the first house and the seventh house coming out here as well. And, you know, I feel like this kind of shows how it started, you know, like your body, whatever this was, your body has felt it first or will be feeling it first, okay? Your relationships reflect that, right? It's like your nervous system. You feel very jittery. You feel very drained of your energy, your appetite, your sleep, your intuition kind of shifted. Your partner, you know, maybe just became more annoying, or just you were uncomfortable talking to certain people. Like, oh my God, I don't know what it is, but every time I answer the phone for this person, every time I think about being around this person, every time, you know, this person's name is mentioned, it's just something that I feel. You know, your body picked up on this first. It's just like something in your spirit was like, okay, this is ending. I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, but we're not going to be friends no more. We're not going to be in a relationship. Like, this is ending, you know? And so the first house is your body saying, hey, pay attention. And then the seventh house is like the relationship or this connection. It's actually triggering an awakening with you, right? And that was like the first initiation here that you felt with being initiated into this, right? Going through this spiritual initiation here. And so, you know, I feel like other people's unresolved wounds are meeting your evolution. And right now you may feel judged for who you're becoming, you know? You're in that weird spot where you're not a millionaire yet, but you're creating habits in your life to become a millionaire, right? You may not be ready to share your gifts with the world yet, but you're creating spiritual habits in order to share your gifts with the world. It's like you're mastering something in private and you're co-creating something with the universe, and people are judging your process, okay? They're judging your process because they don't see progress. So make sure you're grounding yourself as much as possible. You're protecting your energy. And, you know, I feel as well, when you start to feel certain things in your body, when you start to feel certain emotions, when you start to feel like, let's say you start to feel angry or frustrated or mad or sad, or like, oh, I'm going to give up on this, or I'm sick of people talking shit, or I'm tired of whatever it is, you feel in different emotions, go through this process. Go through the process where you allow yourself for a little bit to feel. And then you're like, okay, I've allowed myself to feel. Now, what is the truth? Right? Now, okay, let me be real. What is the truth? You can go with spirit. You can sit with your spiritual team. Like, okay, that's how I feel, but what's the truth? Right? And then once you get to that understanding of what the truth is, then you're going to go through the stages. Okay, now what is it that I need to know? Why is this happening? What is this trying to teach me? And then spirit is going to show you clearly. And I feel like this is just, you know, this is a cycle, a healthy cycle, you know, of growing and evolving for the collective at this time. Okay, so I want to just pull just a few cards on camera because I know that I pull these cards off camera, but I want to go ahead and I want to pull from this deck. This is like a really good ancestor deck that I like. I know some of y'all want to know like the decks that I use, and I be forgetting, but this is Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards. This is the deck. But yeah, so we're just gonna pull just to get a final message from this deck before we close out this reading. Okay, yeah, look at that bottom of the deck energy. Snake. It says shed old skin. Wow. Yeah, you are leveling up. Like, okay. So we have Direction Guardian, choose your path. And we have Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. So we're going to go ahead and read both of these from the book to see what messages your spiritual team has for you. So starting off with Direction Guardian. Let's see what that one says first. Okay. So Direction Guardian, it says, Connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. The Direction Guardian card represents the angels of direction. These amazing angels are the ones who come to us when we are at a crossroads and don't know which way to go, when we are unsure of what is right for us or of the bigger picture. They can help us know what is best for all involved. The Direction Guardian card refers to the vision of the Hebrew prophet Ezekiel, who is said to have seen an angel with 4 different faces. One was the child, one was a bull, one was a lion, and one was an eagle. These 4 faces show that angels can appear in many guises and guide us in many different directions, but always for our highest good. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you, nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and to learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So if you know that there's a direction to be made, and particularly if you feel you are feeling indecisive, choose the path you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. So you may have been feeling stuck. And with this specifically saying here for you to choose with your heart, if your heart is like flustered, if your heart is broken, how do you choose with your heart? And that's why Spirit is showing you that's why you must protect your heart. That's why you had to protect your heart, because if we need to choose with our heart, this next path, this next journey, and our heart is broken, that's how we keep ourselves stuck in these cycles and these loops and these trauma and these, these bullshit relationships. That's why it was so important for your heart to literally break in order for you to see the truth. In order for you to know the truth, in order for you to see the truth, in order for you to become the truth, in order for you to know that you are the truth. I am the truth. I am. So maybe you have been feeling like you've been searching for the truth your whole life. You've been searching for the truth in spirituality. You've been searching for the truth in other people. You've been searching for the truth in books, okay? You've been searching for the truth everywhere but within yourself. Because you have created a hostile environment internally, Mars, right? You've created this hostile environment internally where there's this battle, going on within the self. Wow. Okay. But this is why you had to protect your heart, okay? This is why that heartbreak had to come up. This is why the truth had to literally bust you wide open, okay? That's why that 3 of Swords showed up first here. And again, your next path, it's going to require for you to have a healthy heart, a clear heart, a heart that knows itself, a heart that isn't carrying around betrayal and spite and resentment and fear. Let it all go, because where you are going, you can't get there with a heavy heart. Your heart has to be light as a feather. You can't get there. You can't get to this next season of your life with a heart that's heavy. And that's why Spirit is saying, lay these burdens down. Lay them down. Let's transmute this. Let's become the alchemist here. And so this next direction, again, this next timeline can only be chosen from the heart. Not from trauma, not from obligation, not from your ego, not from attachment. Your heart had to be reset so your path could be chosen from truth. Okay? All right. So then we have Fire Guardian. Let me get that one for you. Fire Guardian. Okay. All right, we have Fire Guardian. It says connect with your desires. The sparks could lead to something beautiful. The Fire Guardian represents the angels of fire. Fire is an energy that many people are afraid of but shouldn't be. Burning desires can lead to great expansion. Allow the Fire Guardian to help awaken a wilder side of yourself and burn away any fear or shame that stands between you and your desires. When this card appears, you are reminded that passion is powerful and absolutely encouraged by spirit. You're being guided by your angels to connect with the powerful energy of desires at this time. If you have recently set an intention to explore your sexual side or become more sexually open, the fire of desire can burn away any old setbacks that are preventing you from expressing that part of your nature. If you are in a relationship, this card indicates a great spiritual and sexual connection. So with Fire Guardian, this could really be for a lot of fire signs. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Okay, you could also be an Aquarius. You could even be a Pisces. You can be an Aries. I'm feeling this strongly, but you don't have to have this for it to resonate with you. But I feel like the Fire Guardian here, it wants to help you to awaken the creative parts of yourself, the confident parts of yourself, you know, especially with the first house here being ruled by Aries here. It wants you to be more unapologetic, you know. It doesn't want you to play small anymore. So any fear, any shame, or any type of like conditioning that's been standing between you and like what you really want, the Fire Guardian is coming to like burn that away, so to speak, right? And so I feel like Spirit is also reminding you that passion is it's powerful, right? And passion is blessed. It shouldn't be something that you are shying away from, that you're afraid of expressing yourself. You're afraid of showing people how powerful you really are, you know, and I also feel like, there's a passion that's being reignited, specifically in regards to your direction, your path. Like I said, there was something I was saying here, I don't remember, with Jupiter benefits, about you being like, oh my God, I know what I should do with my life. I know where I should go. I know what should be, what path I should be taking. So, now that you kind of went through this whole spiritual initiation, I feel as though you're going to be in a space where you're going to be having so many creative things that you're working on, that you're doing, that you're involved in, because you cleared this energy. You've transmuted this here with the snake coming out here at the bottom of the deck. And I do want to go ahead and read that really quickly and then close out. I didn't want this reading to be too long. Let's see. Okay, here it is. And this one is the snake, y'all. It says, cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In tantric teachings, it symbolizes the kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred one saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. For me, the snake card not only represents the shedding of old skin, but moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. Wow, that's crazy, y'all. So the venom for you that you've been carrying is these negative emotions, this pain, this trauma, this spite, right? But it's saying that you've been carrying this venom of negative thoughts or others from the past, and that has been limiting you, okay? It says the energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your truest self hasn't been recognized, or that you've been misread by others, know that your energy is now leaving know that this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel like someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Period. Okay. I thank you guys so much for spending this time with me, and I hope this message reached exactly who it was supposed to reach. And if you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, leave your girl a comment down below, and I hope to talk to y'all real soon. Bye.